This is Kim speaking from 10 Sigma. Welcome to episode 64 of Transition Tuesday. Today I'm going to talk about behavior intervention plans, or BIPs. This topic was suggested by Rose in Colorado. Right now I'm going to switch over to a short slide presentation to share this information. Behavior intervention plans, or BIPs. In this video I'll give you an overview of behavior intervention plans, who is involved in writing behavior intervention plans, what is in a BIP, and some best practice tips for writing a behavior intervention plan. Let's start with the overview of a BIP. The BIP is written from information gathered by the Functional Behavioral Assessment, or FBA. An FBA focuses on identifying the function or purpose behind the child's behavior. Usually it involves looking closely at a wide range of child-specific factors, such as social and environmental. The BIP is written to address behaviors that disrupts the child's learning or the learning of others. The BIP describes what the behavior is, the reasons it occurs, and interventions to address the behavior. A BIP can be written for any disability area if learning is impacted by behavior. Some sources of information for the BIP are parents and caregivers, the student, teachers, and others who know the student well. Now let's talk about who is involved in writing a BIP. The entire IEP team is involved in writing the BIP in order to collect data across settings and examine and analyze information. The IEP team generally includes the case manager, parents and caregivers. As a reminder, do not surprise the parents or caregivers with a BIP. Involve them from the beginning. An administrator, school psychologist, any necessary general education teachers, related service providers, or other staff, and if appropriate, the student. The BIP is a plan that includes very specific steps to help a student learn new behavior skills. Elements of a BIP include the targeted behavior, which is the name and description of the behavior to be addressed, baseline data, which include the frequency, duration, and intensity, the behavior to be taught to replace the targeted behavior and include who will be teaching that new skill, a plan for reinforcing the new behavior, consequences if the targeted behavior continues, and an assessment of the BIP. How will you know it's working? And how is data going to be collected to show changes in the student's behavior, or if something needs to be changed in the behavior intervention plan? Here are some best practice tips for writing behavior intervention plans. First, look at systems that are already in place for data collection. For example, data around behavior could be collected from office referrals. Also, be aware of any special education templates and use them as a guide for data collection. Next, collect data in a variety of settings. For example, classroom, bus, passing periods, lunch, etc. Next, you'll want to analyze the data and look for patterns. Who is involved in the behavior, preventing it or making it worse? Why does the behavior happen? What happens with the behavior? Where does it occur? When does the behavior occur? Or when does it not occur? And how long does it last? Also, when analyzing the data, consider the environment the student is in. How does it contribute to the behavior? Think about the function of the targeted behavior. What does a student gain from it? Some examples would be attention, work avoidance, perceived power. Knowing the function of the behavior drives the behavior intervention plan. Make sure you include what can be done to prevent the behavior. And remember, when the behavior is removed, it must be replaced with an alternative behavior. In other words, what should the student do instead? Here are some final tips for writing BIPs. BIPs don't have to be complicated. They need to be easily understood. Think step by step. BIPs should be continually evaluated and updated. The BIP must be data-driven. Elements of the BIP should be found in the IEP and the FBA. BIPs can be written as narratives, forms, or charts. Focus on addressing the key elements. Parents and caregivers can be partners in providing reinforcements for positive behavior. And no two BIPs should look the same, so remember to individualize. For today's bonus, I'll be sending you links to resources, information, and forms on behavior intervention plans.
Thank you for watching the video. I hope you use this information to help your students. Be sure to check your email for the bonus we just sent over. If this is the first time you've ever seen an episode of Transition Tuesday, click the link below to receive the bonus. Be sure to like and share the video and leave a comment or suggestion for a future episode of Transition Tuesday. Have a great week. See you next Tuesday.